Where's Kay's car?
It's one over there.
That's why it's gonna be cold.
A powerful and slow-moving thunderstorm system triggered widespread flooding across northern Illinois in the United States after hours of persistent heavy rainfall. The system stalled over the region, allowing repeated rounds of intense downpours to affect the same areas for an extended period. Meteorologists noted that the storm pattern behaved like a training system, where thunderstorms continuously move over the same corridor. This significantly increased rainfall totals in a short time and quickly overwhelmed local drainage systems.
Flooding.
As a result, flash flooding developed across multiple counties, affecting major urban centers, suburban communities, and river-adjacent towns. Roads, intersections, and low-lying areas were among the first to become inundated as water levels rose rapidly.
Flooded like a motherfucker.
The most severe impacts were reported across the Chicago metropolitan area, where dense infrastructure and limited drainage capacity contributed to rapid surface flooding. Many streets became impassable within a short time after the heaviest rain bands moved through.
Oh my god. It's wild. People are getting stuck at this turn, bro. People are floating.
In Cook County, Chicago experienced widespread urban flooding. Underpassages filled with water, traffic signals were disrupted, and several neighborhoods reported significant water accumulation that slowed emergency response and commuter movement.
Move.
Он приехал.
Идите, помогите, а я посниму.
So he moving his shit.
Further south in the same county, Harvey saw particularly dangerous conditions. Local reports indicated vehicles becoming stranded in flooded streets, with emergency crews assisting drivers trapped in rising water. The storm's impact extended into DuPage County, where suburban communities were heavily affected by rapid runoff and overwhelmed storm drains. Residential streets and commercial areas experienced widespread ponding and localized flooding.
And Columbia Circle. Water level is up over the bumpers.
These people need to go faster.
In Woodridge, floodwaters accumulated quickly in several neighborhoods, forcing motorists to abandon vehicles in some cases. Similar conditions were observed in nearby Willowbrook, where drainage systems struggled to keep up with rainfall intensity.
Just come to visit me. I love waterfalls, but be careful out here. This is the flash flood.
The village of Carroll Stream also reported significant street flooding, with water covering intersections and limiting access to certain residential zones until levels began to slowly recede. Moving into Will County, Bolingbrook experienced disruptions along key roadways as floodwaters collected in low-lying sections. Authorities advised drivers to avoid unnecessary travel due to hazardous road conditions.
Another flooded.
In Kane County, Aurora was also affected by heavy rainfall. Several areas near creeks and drainage channels experienced overflow conditions, contributing to localized flooding in both residential and commercial districts. Farther west, the impact of the storm system extended into the Illinois Valley region, where river-related flooding became a growing concern. Unlike the urban flooding seen in Chicago, this area experienced more gradual but sustained water level rises.
I don't know. I was just watching. Get all this, and then get the floor, fill the floor, all the boxes.
In Peru, rising water from nearby river systems contributed to flooding concerns in surrounding areas. Residents in low-lying zones were especially affected as water levels increased in nearby channels.
It's on Cliffview and
Nearby Spring Valley also reported impacts from the same weather system, with rainfall contributing to elevated river conditions and localized flooding in vulnerable areas. Several river systems across northern Illinois played a role in the flooding event. Tributaries feeding into larger basins, including parts of the DuPage River and the broader Illinois River system, responded quickly to the heavy rainfall.
There's like a second stream, yeah.
Bob, there's water will come up to your neck.
you have Jennifer's number? Send it to her.
As runoff increased, some waterways rose beyond their banks, leading to overflow into adjacent roads, fields, and residential areas. This combination of urban and river flooding intensified the overall impact of the storm. Utility companies reported widespread power outages across portions of northern Illinois as the storm system moved through. Downed lines, flooded equipment, and lightning activity contributed to service interruptions affecting thousands of customers, particularly in Cook and DuPage counties.